Well, welcome back again. What I'm going to do for you today, I'm just going to show you how to do an herb planter. I've selected my herbs. It's not just a case of buying a load of herbs, stick them in a pot. You do need to think about it a little bit. This is a herb planter that I'm going to do for myself at home. So I've got myself a nice distressed terracotta pot. It's a nice old one that we've had for years. And I've also got myself a nice little terracotta pot, which I'll show you why we need two very shortly. So I've selected my herbs. When you select your herbs, obviously you want to know what you're cooking and what you're going to be using your herbs for, but you also need it to look nice. So I've selected a nice, it's an oregano, it's a golden oregano, so it'll just contrast against the green foliage. So not only do I want it to be practical, harvest and get my cutting, use it in my cooking, but I also want it to look nice as well, because it's going out just going outside the back door. So first of all, once I've got my pot, I want to start thinking about compost. So this herb plant is, I'm wanting to get 3 years out of it, maybe 4, maybe even 5 years out of it. So I want a nice long life compost. If you're using just a general potting compost, it's a good idea to get a bit of alpine grit. And all that does is separate your peat particles, allows you to be more free draining, and it'll let your compost lasting a lot longer. Be aware when you get a potting compost or a general purpose compost, it's designed to last for about 6 to 8 months, because that's all we use it for. If you want to take it up a step, this is a professional mixed compost. It's a container compost. Container in the professional world doesn't mean pots and containers. Don't fall into that trap. What it is, it's for perennials, it's for shrubs. It's a long life compost. This is designed to last a few years. And it's cut from coarse sphagnum moss, which there separates the peat particles, stops it from bogging down, but still retains the moisture, which is everything that we need. You can see how it's got wood fibre in it. It's a nice coarse cut sphagnum moss. You can see the chippings in it now, and it feels different from a normal pot bed, and it does feel a bit looser, but it's a good long life compost. So let's get started. So this is my pot. It's got a nice big drain hole in the bottom, so I don't really need anything for that. All I'm going to do is I'm going to fill the bottom 4 to 5 inch with the compost. Now if you can see the compost, you can see it's coarse cut, it's got bark chippings in it. And it feels different to what a pot bedding would do. It just feels a bit more crumbly. You can see the fibres in it. And that does keep the peat particles apart. And it's just exactly what we need for a pot that we're going to keep in the garden for a good few years. So all I've done is just fill the bottom, maybe 2 or 3 inch of the pot. So I've made my selection of herbs. So first one I selected, this is my lemon balm. It's using all sorts of spices and cooking and Mediterranean dishes. Most herbs you can make teas out of, and they've all got health benefits, they've all got vitamins, they've all got antioxidants, so it's a fantastic source of well-being, for want of a better word, and it's fresh. So every day you can go out there and harvest your herbs. Quick mention on when you are harvesting your herbs, don't over-harvest, but you can harvest really hard back. If you look at this lemon balm, it's got lots of shoots coming off. It could even be a little bit leggy, but if you look at the base of the plant, we've got all that fresh growth coming through. And because they're quick growing, I could literally chop that back to there. In a week or so's time during the season, it comes back. It's fully grown again. So as the season starts to progress, we get to September and we get into October, don't over-harvest because the plant's slowing down. When it gets into March and April and May and June, everything's racing. A little tip on your herbs as well, and especially the mint, which I will get to in a second. Even if you're not using it for your cooking and your culinaries, still give it a little chop back because it's designed to recover. All herbs are designed to recover very vigorously from being chopped back. So again, if you're not using it for cooking, still take it back. And when you're planting out your planter, first thing you do, take your planter out your pot, place your pot in your container where it's going to be. And you just repeat that. So this is your sage, again, stuffing. You can use it on most meats, use it on your porks and your chicken. And again, out of the pot, place the pot in the middle. Just to mix it up a little bit, I've got a golden oregano. Now this is deciduous, this will die back to ground level, but don't worry about it. I mean, it will regenerate next spring. But this is just to give it a little bit of an aesthetic appearance, as opposed to more culinary values, although you can use it in your cooking. And again, place that at the side. And then where's my last one? My last one's my parsley. Several parsleys you can choose from. This is a curved leaf parsley. This is usually made for garnish. So again, I'm looking for a nice aesthetic appearance. Italian giant's a real nice one. Your flat parsley, which you can chop up. But again, this is, if you're making your own soups, this will garnish it wonderfully well. So once you've got the 4, if you can see, in the base, and then all we're going to do, we're going to fill the pot up. Now the reason we do this, if I fill the pot up, then took the plant out and started to plant it up, I'm digging in the compost, and as more plants get in, you're causing damage to your plants. And all I'm going to do here now is I'm going to fill the pot, give it a little tap, and I'm also going to fill the pots that I'm going to take out. And as you take the pot out, you've got a ready-made hole that you can just drop your plant straight into. So I'll show you what I mean. So I'll fill my pots first, and it just stops them from moving about. If you try to go into the gaps first, it just moves the pot around in. So once your 4 pots are filled, then we'll start to fill the gaps up. And again, don't be forcing your compost in. Don't firm it down too much. Just knock it in with your fingers. But we don't want that compost compact. It'll compact down once it's been watered. And there we go. Just for a bit of speed, I'll just take it out of the pots, but it's not necessarily something you have to do. There we go, a little shake. Get rid of them air pockets as well. When you're filling anything fresh, you don't want any air pockets in this compost, in your planter. And there we go. So it's all smooth at top. And then, it's just quite simply take your pot out. So you've got your ready-made hole. Get your parsley. Just put it in. Just again, we're not firming compost down. Never ever firm your modern day compost down. We'll give it a little tap at the end. And the next one, let me get my lemon balm in. So again, it's just dropping into the hole. There's no damage to the plants. There's no damage to the roots because you're not forcing them in anywhere. So there we go. Ready-made hole. Just drop that in. Same again with your next one. And this is the last one that's going in. This is going to be the sage. And then the sage, yeah. And then just give it a little tap around. Just make sure we get rid of them air pockets. And there we go. So it's not only is it going to look great, you've got a ready source of herbs. As it settles down, everything will settle down. It'll it'll sort of grow into each other. Now, when you start watering and you start feeding, what we want to do is we want to predominantly feed this planter on a high nitrogen, because what we're interested in the leaves. That's what we're harvesting. There is certain plants you can harvest the flowers. There's also certain herbs you can harvest the seeds. Parsley, for instance, seeds are edible, but predominantly we want the leaf. So let's feed it on a nice nitrogen growth, which will encourage the leaf growth. Right, so that's a hardy planter. Now, you can do them at the beginning of the season. You can plant them out when chances of frost has gone. And then you can use anything, really. I mean, a nice contrasting basil. This is a ruffled basil. Again, many uses in the kitchen, but it looks great as well. But it is delicate, and the frost will kill it. So you can do your hardy ones, which this will mostly die back to ground level, and then it'll regenerate next year. A little tip on your parsley. Once your parsley goes to seed, if they do go to seed, it'll stop producing leaf. So try to stop it from going to seed. And the way you can reduce its chance of going to seed is keep it well looked after. Don't let the plant get stressed. Make sure it's got plenty of water in it. Make sure it's got plenty of feed. Make sure it's always looking nice and healthy. Now, I did mention that I had a small pot. The reason I have a small pot, which I'm going to display together, this is where I'm going to put my mint. So I've got a peppermint. But, I mean, any mint, garden mint, there's spearmints, there's variegated mints. Never put a mint in your garden. Such a vigorous plant, it'll pop up anywhere, pops up in pots, it pops up all over the place, it'll smother other plants. So what you want to do, you want to containerize your mint. So, and I'm not even going to put it in a mixed display because it will just take over the other plants. Serve it in an individual pot. And it's a good idea with mints as well, is used fresh every year. So at the end of this year, I'm going to throw this mint away and I'm going to start fresh. But a little tip, if you don't want to go to your garden centres and buy mints, I mean, most mints, most herbs are relatively cheap. What you'll do is you'll just take a little sprig. Take a little sprig of mint, maybe a couple of inches long. Take off its bottom leaves. Put it in an egg cup full of water, put it on your windowsill. 14 days time, it'll have a nice little root ball on it. Take away your initial mint, throw that away, and you can plant that. And it's a good idea as well, if you're mint, because it's a very vigorous plant, it's constantly throwing off shoots. And again, I've mentioned keep them cut back. If you keep them cut back, you keep sending these new fresh shoots off. But if you wanted fresh mint in your kitchen and you didn't want to keep popping out in your garden, you can take several of them sprigs. You can put them in an egg cup, put them in a bowl, put them on your windowsill. They'll root up, but then you can harvest from the comfort of your kitchen. So like I said, mint in its own little pot. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little bit of compost at the bottom because it's a little bit of a shorter pot. Put that in, and then just a sprinkling around the outside edges. Again, let's get rid of these air pockets. Don't firm the compost in. We're not looking at a firm compost. And that's it. It's ready to go. And that'll go outside my kitchen window. And for the rest of the season, I can harvest to my heart's content. Just not only does it look great, not only can you use it for cooking, but it smells fantastic as well. So if you've got it outside your back door, as you brush past, as the rain comes, the scents will start to release. That's why if you're going to do a summer one, the basil, it's got such a strong smell to it. All your basil's very heavily scented. We've got the green bush one, again, heavily scented. So let your imagination run wild. But again, do be very selective with your herbs. The biggest tip I can give you, mint, make sure that's in a pot all by itself, just a single mint.